Woo!
That's my line.
The woo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS. Calen, I've got some good news for you, buddy.
I love good news.
We've gone global.
What do you mean?
We have gone global. I want to give a shout out
Our
to
show's on the internet now?
Jim Larissis, who watches this show from Greece.
Wow.
Greece. We got people in Greece watching This Week in MLS, man.
Did you expect any
our
different?
reach is broadening.
Are you kidding me? I got people all throughout Greece. Shout out to everybody in Mykonos. I got some people over there hanging out. Santorini.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got people over
anyway,
there.
I was excited about it. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate you.
We do.
Guys, so much to get to this week. Week 2 of MLS action. We introduced a new segment last week called our Twim Takeaway. And so I asked you guys last night to get on Twitter, give us your Twim Takeaway. Got a big response, Calen.
We did, yeah.
Lots of responses. Andrew Utaro, his Twim Takeaway was that David Villa still got it.
Yeah, what was he expecting? He had no idea that David Villa was still the man.
Ross thinks that San Jose are major dark horses for the Cup, which I think you agree with.
I don't know if I said the Cup, but
well,
I said they were going to be in the playoffs.
You said you were going to be
playoffs.
Let's
start with the playoffs.
So,
yeah.
But I'm curious, what was your Twim takeaway?
Well, I don't know. Actually, I'm going through the list right now. This is a very spontaneous type show.
Look at you getting in there.
Let's see. Molino this is from Rain Cloud Phil, and he says Molino for MNUFC, geez, that's a mouthful, was the only one with a spark. He has to step up big time if they have a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's right. I mean, there's a lot being put on his shoulders, obviously, to be able to carry the load, and he's transitioning from being sort of a bit player on Orlando City, not a bit player, he scored double-digit goals, but they've got Kaká, Calen, and these others, to being the main guy. And look, there's bigger problems with Minnesota that we'll talk about later.
Yes, we will.
But yeah,
We'll
Molino
get
has
there.
a big opportunity, let's call it that.
We will get there. All right, so my Twim takeaway, I'm gonna call this moving on up. Moving on up, and I'm talking about Houston and Chicago. Both your two former teams.
Yeah.
This is exciting for you. Houston, man. 2 huge wins for them. That front line of Kyoto and Torres.
And Elise, don't forget Elise as well.
Yes, really, really fun to watch. And I don't think this is a fluke. I think they are legit. I think they're gonna make some noise. And Chicago, picking up points in their first 2 games. They picked up their first win at home against RSL since 2009. And, they scored 2 quick goals.
You know who was playing in Chicago in 2009?
Oh, who was that? Someone Calen
They
Carr?
also beat us, I think,
Is this helmet Calen
I think
Carr?
they actually beat us in the Eastern Conference Final in 2009
Okay,
at Toyota
Glad I brought
Park
that up.
to go to MLS Cup, which they won that year. So
that's what I'm here for.
We'll give them a little bit of love too.
I'm here to keep it real for you. But yeah, Roddy Russell also got in there. His Twim takeaway, the Supporters Shield table. Houston tied for 1st, Chicago tied for 5th. Okay, where did they come from? Props.
Okay.
I'm with you, Roddy.
All right, well, I want to give a shout out to both these teams. I also want to give a shout out to my old teammate Corey Ash, Dynamo legend, left back, MLS All-Star. Recently retired. The Dynamo honored him yesterday at the match. I sent in a video that you actually shot for me from the MLS offices on my phone to congratulate him. Jeff Cameron, Bobby Boswell was wearing a Corey Ash jersey and said that his son had outgrown it. Kind of messed up. But that's Bobby. But shout out to Corey, congratulations. And look, this team has turned it around. Granted 2 games at home, they've taken care of business.
Yep.
But they've got Kubo Torres back firing. I mean, he hadn't scored a goal in 2 years since coming to the club.
Yeah.
I had given up on him, but there's something that Wilmer Cabrera is able to unlock in him that others haven't been able to, frankly. And he's been able to hold off Mauro Manotas, who's on the bench, who finished the season last year, scoring 6 in his last 8 games.
Yep, that's right.
So this front line is dynamic, one of the most dynamic in the league, turning teams around. Now we have to see how they fare on the road, but for them to start this way, for me as a former Dynamo player, something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be talking about them and Chicago this way after some years of, shall we say,
and look,
futility.
we have to say it's only 2 games in, so I'm not going to go crazy and be like, these teams are Supporter Shield favorites or.
But fans have reasons to be.
Reasons for hope.
For hope, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, the final game of the day yesterday was out in Los Angeles. For the 2nd week in a row, The Galaxy dropped 3 points at home. They were without Jermaine Jones and David Romney because of suspension. Gio Dos Santos goes down with a leg injury, but you got to credit Portland, man. They stayed with it. That beautiful goal from Chara set up by Valeri. Oh my goodness, that was so pretty.
Yeah, I was hoping Valeri was going to give me a little bit more because I had him as my captain, I think, on my fantasy team. But yeah, Chara deserves the credit because he makes that run.
Yep.
You know, he does so much for this team that doesn't always end up on the score sheet. So for him to go on the road and get a big 3 points for them, from the way you would expect Chara to, which is just through effort. He starts on his own 6, ends up on the other one. Nice, easy finish, of course, with the tap-in set up by Valeri, but he really creates it with his effort and enthusiasm to really hunt that play down.
Awesome. I also have to give a shout out to Jake Gleason, who had probably my save of the week right at the end in extra time there. Just got that right hand out. I mean, it could have been a tied game.
BTW alum.
BTW alum.
Shout
he was
it
the
out.
first one. Jake. Nice job. Good on you, man. Well, last week, one of the players that was in both of our Twim trifectas, or sort of 3 stars of the week, was Nick Lima. And another big week for him. He scores his first goal with the San Jose Earthquakes. He also had an amazing hashtag in his Instagram post. Hashtag, thanks for sharing, Wando. I like that. That was good. That was good.
That's good.
That was good. But, you know, San Jose is one of these teams that have kind of come out of the gate flying. What is the difference this year after such a disappointing season last year?
Well, I don't know if last year was that disappointing. They were pretty close to making the playoffs. Weren't able to get in, of course, but I think bringing in some younger players has helped, Nick Lima particularly. I mentioned before the season, before everybody was on this Nick Lima hype train, that he could be this year's Keegan Rosenberry. Since then, I've seen Wando come out and say he thinks he's the front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And he's a young guy, but he's more mature than that because he went to Berkeley, of course. I keep saying it, but he was a senior there all 4 years and was a captain. And I think that gets overlooked a little bit when we look at all these young guys coming to MLS at younger ages through the academies. And he is an academy product, homegrown as well. But it's the first goal in the franchise history for San Jose Earthquakes, which is a nice achievement for him. And I think he's a guy that they'll be able to build around. They've also got Youngworth in the back who's helped the German defender, Anibal Godoy, who's just banging goals from deep, chipping people, Tommy Thompson. So there's just a good vibe in the team. They look like they're having fun.
Awesome. All right, well, before we get to our Twim trifecta this week, we got to give a shout out to those Minnesota United fans. Oh my gosh, did you see this game?
And Stephen Keel, who was out in the snow.
Stephen Keel was out there just
Keel.
amongst the people. It was crazy scene out there. Also crazy on the field because
I was gonna say keep moving on. Keep it moving, keep it positive, keep it light.
You know, they lose this one 6-1 against Atlanta. They're the other new franchise in the league. They have now given up 11 goals in their first 2 games. And Calen, at this point, like, how does Minnesota not panic? What do you do right now when you've lost 2 games pretty badly?
Panic. You panic. Now is the time to panic. I don't know how you don't panic. I mean, to give up 11 goals in 2 games, some of that, of course, you can chalk up to going on the road to Portland, the weather conditions at home, the inexperience. But Atlanta's inexperienced too, right?
Yeah.
They lose their first game, but rebound obviously in a big way. If I'm in the locker room in that place up in Minnesota this week, I'm like, hey guys, it's time to panic between us because that's like some of that comes down to pride. 11 goals in 2 games, and to lose 6. To give up 6 in your home opener in front of your home fans, that's embarrassing. You know, so they need to respond in a way. I think a little bit of that could be healthy for them to be able to respond in that way. And look, the front office doesn't need to go crazy. Taylor Twellman mentioned saying, hey, you know, don't go make a signing that's going to damage your franchise for just as a reactionary thing. I think he's right in that. But there needs to be a response from the coaching staff, from the players in that locker room to try and get this on the right track.
All right, let's talk about happier news.
Yeah.
Let's get to our Twim trifecta, basically our 3 stars of the week. I'm gonna start. You cool with that?
Yeah, of course.
Ladies first.
Yeah,
all right.
please.
I'm gonna go with your boy Nacho Piatti. Who just
Are we boys?
had a
I don't think you picked up my call from my fantasy team.
But you love him.
Anyways,
you love him. Had a beautiful assist on that Mancosu goal. Really nice run and finish on his goal. just after the half. You said that he is the best number 10 in the league, and he's certainly showing it.
Absolutely.
Number 2 for me, David Villa. David Villa, 2 goals, and I want to focus on that first goal, that header, because when you watch it, you might not have thought that it was terribly impressive. But then when you watch the replay, I mean, he's going back. All of his momentum is going backwards, and to get enough force on that ball, and he's a small guy, you know. Like I just think that I love
say small. But
I love seeing.
The biggest.
He's not the biggest, but I love seeing the amount of power that he was able to generate. It just kind of speaks to his versatility.
Oh, he does it all on the field.
Yeah, and I love watching him. And my third member of the Twin Trifecta, Josef Martinez, scored a hat trick in that game against Minnesota. Also, the dude is a savage. He was wearing short sleeves in the snow.
Did he have gloves on though?
No gloves. Did he have gloves?
I think he might have
Did he have gloves?
on.
I mean, I'll take a little bit of credit away. But Kyle Larin, Sebastian Letou, and Diego Serna, those are the only other players to score a hat trick in an inaugural season in the MLS. So that's pretty.
And they didn't get to play against Minnesota United.
So.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But way to go.
Come on, Minnesota. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Okay. Who's your Twin Trifecta?
I've got I want to give the refs some love. The refs never get them. And I am remiss to say I didn't look up his name, but referees, it's not about the names for them. But in the Chicago game, there's that little touch that I thought was offsides. I had my hand raised. Yep. So did Nick Raimondo. I think Nick was trying to throw off Nikolic, but Nikolic finishes well, gets his first goal for the club. Yep. Leads them on the way. Arturo Alvarez, of course, gets another one to seal the deal for them. Number 2, Luis Robles. Shout out to Luis. 142 consecutive starts.
That's insane.
That's bizarre
and
crazy. I don't know if I played 142 games in MLS.
That's amazing.
And he did it all in a row.
Yeah, pretty remarkable.
We should also mention Chris Klein, who held the record previously.
Yeah.
MLS fans, come on. Life didn't start with Tommy McNamara. Chris Klein played in the league for a long time now. Of course, the president of the LA Galaxy. But shout out to both those guys. And then my third trifecta is the scoreless teams. I guess I'm just in like a Monday mood today. Where I'm just like coming after people. But Sporting Kansas City hasn't scored yet. DC hasn't scored yet. RSL hasn't scored, and New England. But New England, we'll give them a little bit of a pass because they didn't get to play this weekend.
Okay.
Kai was doing snowball fights instead. Sadly. But of those teams, I like SKC. They haven't given up a goal also, so, you know, you don't score, but they do have 2 points. And I think Dom Dwyer and Benny Philauber, all these guys, will be able to get them some goals as they get going. All
right. Good stuff, Calen. How's your fantasy team doing?
To be honest, not the best.
Oh my God.
We had a couple of nice moments for sure over the weekend. I had Tyler Derrick in goal. He did well for me.
I had him on my bench.
Really?
Yeah.
Nick Lima started. Yeah, I had some nice plays here. I'm a little jealous now that like anybody can get Nick because I picked him before the season.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's life. And the beauty of fantasy as well because, you know, everybody should get a chance to pick up a guy like that.
Everybody should get a chance. Well, now I know. I stuck with my dudes, and you know what? Shows you just how far loyalty will get you.
And I did pick up.
Nowhere.
I did pick up David Villa too.
Oh,
the weekend. So that's the beauty of it.
Javinko is killing me, you know, and now he's got that injury. He's injured his leg. I might
that's
have
a tough matchup for him.
Yeah, and I might have to make some moves. Sorry, Seba.
Hey, do what you got to do.
Oh, those are the breaks. Those are the breaks. All right, guess what it's time for?
I know what it's time for.
You don't see that.
That was quick on the draw.
You don't see
What
that.
is that, like a Family Feud, you know, where you got to get it as like...
Yeah.
You don't see that.
All right.
Okay, so my did you see that is a little thing I'm going to call shade or no shade. We're not quite sure. There was Alejandro Bedoya after
You love the drama.
after the
Look
game.
at you. You're
No,
already
I don't
excited.
know if it is drama.
I love it.
Kind of called out Josie Altidore, saying that he goes down early in the box. We've got the sound. Here it is.
I didn't even see it, but knowing him, he tends to go down easily in the box, so I'll just leave it at that. But we'll see. I haven't even seen the replay, but from what I hear, it was definitely not a big penalty, and that's the first thing I made clear to Geiger. I thought he was just, you know, a makeup call for them, but we'll see.
Now, this could be nothing. This could totally be just, you know, guys kind of like ribbing each other. And, you know, in fact, there were some tweets that went out. Bedoya actually said, like, yeah, no hate, man. Like, all love. Just kind of teasing.
But Josie was upset.
Josie was upset about it, but then the union PR staff came out and said that, look, like this is nothing. Is this just, you know, us kind of making something out of nothing? Is this beef? Is there actual beef there? Or is just good old fashioned ribbing?
No, there's no beef, but I think there was some emotions for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, these are two competitive guys going after it on the field, and you know, I think Ale missed his penalty, so he's probably feeling like maybe he left some points out there. And Josie finished his, but then they also have started the season with 2 draws and haven't gotten off to the start that they wanted to. So I think it's a little bit of, you know, you see something on your phone with people kind of mentioning you, and you're like, hey, what's up with that? You know, and I'm sure these guys sorted it out. When you actually watch the video, you can see Ale's got like a little wry grin on his face. And you know, that's him. It's almost like a little bit of banter that kind of spilled over. But I don't know, maybe it'll be something that, you know, that you can hype up before their next matchup or something like that. But I really don't think this is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, what's yours?
My Did You See That was our guy, Simon. I could hit him again. Simon Borg, of course. I did the Facebook Live show that we're starting to do on Sundays.
You sure did.
Which was really fun, by the way. But we did this Pictionary game, and Simon was doing this drawing, and he may be the worst artist I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it was completely illegible. Everything looked like some sort of stick figure / plant, and it was supposed to have these deeper meanings. I had no idea what was going on.
Not the best.
So yeah, shout out to Simon.
Simon,
He's our
we
guy.
love you.
Enthusiastic, but maybe not refined.
Not an artiste. That's okay. We can't all be.
He brings the energy, though.
We can't all
always.
be good at everything. Guys, an incredible week of action, and I cannot wait to see what week 3 will bring. We've got my Chicago Fire traveling to Atlanta. That's a game that can be seen on Saturday on Unimas. And also, for the first time ever, this is a big deal, you guys, Unimas Deportes' Facebook page, they're going to be streaming it, which is really cool. So no excuse not to watch it. Plus a huge game on Sunday in Seattle as the Red Bulls take on the Sounders. It's going to be Seattle's first game at home since winning Cup. So the atmosphere is going to be pretty good.
Minnesota going on the road to play Colorado. I'm excited to see how they respond. I know they have it in them.
There you go. There's some mini love.
Let's go. Come on, guys. We can do
mini
this.
Love. Let's
we can
rally.
do this.
Let's rally. Also, a reminder to you guys, get busy in those comment section because we like getting busy in there and having fun with you guys. Let us know what you think, how you're feeling. You know, we'll give you our opinions too.
Yeah, please. Yeah, give us your thoughts.
Do it. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.